Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Late Night with Jude Life episode. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining me. Glad to see you again. I was taking a look at one of Ben Shapiro's videos, and he said something that was really interesting today. And he said, the mark of a good person is a person that wakes up in the middle of the night worrying about what he did throughout the day that he can do better. He worries about how to improve himself in the middle of the night. And a person who is going to have problems throughout the day wakes up in the middle of the night worrying about another guy that kind of insulted him or kind of did him harm and is keeping up at night. That guy's going to have problems throughout the day. And, I found that to be very interesting how the two things in life that we all juggle is, how we can better ourselves or what angers us and it holds us down, the weight that holds us down, as opposed to just going through life and pushing forward and just making sure that we are responsible for ourselves and doing well and how to better ourselves. And when he mentioned those two people, I was like, that's pretty interesting, because there are times that we do have situations that go on throughout our lives while we're, throughout the day, whatever we're doing, and it can weigh us down. It can, put a damper in how you sleep, or you can sleep well. And the best form of happiness is a person with a free mind. You've done your best throughout the day. You accomplished most of your goals that you had written down, and you was very effective and efficient in what you did throughout that day. And you sleep well, and tomorrow you have new goals and you do the same thing. But I would believe that one of the main rules in life and in happiness is to treat others as you would want them to treat you. And what do I mean by that when I say that? I'm not saying to be pampered or anything like that, or treat others as you would treat yourself, with goodness and greatness, and be appreciative and be grateful and be giving. And be forthcoming and helping with others. I believe that if the world, or if individuals was able to do that throughout their day and to treat others with compassion, I believe the world will be a much better place. And that's one of the hardest things for humans to do, because the game of life is really a tricky, and it's really a difficult game if you think about it. There's so much things going on that's really going against you, and people that are just not happy. They're just not happy with reality, which means they're really not happy with themselves. And when someone's not happy with themselves, they bring about anger throughout their sphere, throughout their vibrational energy, and that can easily get transferred to the next individual. So it's incumbent upon each individual to take care of themselves and create happiness for themselves. Because if you can't do that, if you can't create happiness for yourself, then you won't be able to create happiness for anybody else. It's like we almost have a responsibility. We have a meaningful responsibility for each other. Let's think about it that way. For the longevity of humanity. Because being responsible for your actions is actually taking a load off a next person's actions. It's almost as if you're not only doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the greater world. If that's a thing. if you can think about it that way. And I don't want to come off as some sort of a Buddhist or anything like that. I'm really looking at things in a peaceful kind of way, in a way where we look at our actions and we look at ourselves and the way we go about doing things throughout life and throughout society. And we say to ourselves, well, how can I make things better for myself and for others that I come across, without any jealousy or no anger, and just facing reality? Because in reality, life is really difficult. So we should not make it any more difficult by putting heavy loads on ourselves and by putting weight and barriers on ourselves, because then it's going to bring about anger, and that's not good for anyone, if you can understand what I'm saying. So to make this short, to make this brief, and I was also listening to um, Jordan Peterson, man, and it came right afterwards, and Jordan Peterson spoke about um, the individual's nature to look at his life as a sport. And when you're watching the sports, all the endorphins that's going on inside your body, it's almost as if you want to perfect your life as that athlete is perfecting the sport. And when the athlete stretches himself and goes beyond the normal duties or the normal activity that an athlete would do when he does something courageous, you tend to jump up and cheer as if that was actually you making that move. And when the athlete scores, or when he's a team player and he shows care and compassion for his teammates and everything comes together, it's almost it's almost as if you're taking yourself or that sport and you're associating it with your life and how you would like to be a team player and how you would like to get cheered on and how you would like certain things to run smoothly and score and be a winner. What happens is that life happens, and for some reason we tend to forget that life is strong or life is difficult, but we're stronger. We're stronger than we think we are. Humans have the ability to take on situations in times of strife where they wouldn't believe that they could even take it on or be successful in taking it on, because we don't have faith in ourselves. So we have to change that type of mentality and change that type of mindset, on how we look at ourselves. It's we a lot of times, for example, you go to the doctor and the doctor says, "Hey, take this medicine. This medicine's gonna cure you, or this medicine's gonna help you out a little better, or you need to take this, or else, or you need to do this exercise, or else you're not gonna live long." And we'll neglect what the doctor is saying. We won't pay attention to it. We won't take the medicine. We won't eat right. We're not caring for ourselves the way we should be caring for ourselves. We're not becoming a burden on other people, so on and so forth. We're not doing the things that we're supposed to do, as if we don't even care for ourselves. And then when things get worse and we don't follow up on what we're supposed to do, we begin to get angry and we begin to get resentful, and all that comes out, and so on and so forth, as if we're walking around in no man's land. You begin to get confused. You begin to get moved towards that nihilistic sort of behavior when it comes to that. And it's only because you didn't follow up on what the doctor has told you to follow up on. So now you're in the middle of enemy lines with all barrels pointing at you, and you find yourself in a position where There's nowhere out. You're in no man's land. Well, it's because you brought that upon yourself because you didn't care for yourself in a proper way. So caring for others and caring for yourself is almost a parallel. You want to treat yourself as you want others to treat you, and you want to treat others as you want others to treat you as well. You see? And so with I mean, if you had a dog, you love the dog very well. You've had a dog for 5, 6 years. The dog comes out with an illness. You gotta bring the dog to the vet, correct? So you bring the dog over to the vet, and the vet tells you, hey, Charlie is sick, and Charlie needs to take this medication. Now you love Charlie. Charlie's been great for you. You have Charlie for 5 years. Charlie's your buddy, and everywhere you go, Charlie goes. Charlie listens to you, so on and so forth. You've raised Charlie since he was a puppy. Charlie gets sick, goes to the vet. The vet says, get this dog this medicine. The dog needs to eat this type of food, and it needs exercise. You're going to get this prescription. You're going to go to the veterinary store for the dog, buy the dog the vet. You're going to get the dog's the proper food for his diet. You're going to do everything the doctor tells you, the veterinarian tells you to take care of Charlie because you love Charlie. You want Charlie to live. Not only do you want Charlie to live, you want Charlie to live a happy, fulfilled life. So you're going to do exactly what the veterinarian tells you to take care of Charlie. Now, Charlie loves you too. Charlie loves you just as much as you love him. Why is it you're going to take care of Charlie and get all the medicine the doctor told you for Charlie so Charlie can live well? But when it comes to your own life and your own well-being and the things you're supposed to do for yourself, you're not going to follow through. You see what I'm saying? This is when you as an individual has fallen into no man's land. You don't know whether you're coming or you're going. You have to reevaluate what's more important for you. What good is it going to do Charlie if he doesn't have you around anymore? You own the responsibility. You have a responsibility for Charlie to be around. And Charlie loves you. He loves you. He's your dog. He loves you. You come home, he wags his tail, he jumps all over you. Tell Charlie to go sit down, he goes sit down. But you won't take care of yourself. So we have a decision to make. And what's it going to be? Are we going to take care of ourselves so those around us can be well taken care of, like Charlie? Or are we going to just neglect ourselves and walk around in no man's land without a place to go, confusion, no direction? We owe it to ourselves to do the best that we can do. We can all get an A for effort. As long as you know your intentions are there and you're putting the effort in, I think we all can get an A for that. And I think that's what's most important, that we are putting in the effort and we are giving back. It's difficult to approach an individual free of bias. It takes practice. Because this entire universe that we live in, if I'm being pragmatic and realistic about it, everyone has biases. We have to work on that. Again, we get an A for effort. How can you fine-tune your ways of being? because what you do individually affects the populace and the people around you. Take it easy. Thank you for joining Jew Life. Have a good night. Good.